So tonight I'm teaching us timeout, I'm teaching us some inbuilt methods in JavaScript. Some inbuilt methods in JavaScript. We want to look at this setTimeout, SetInterval. Now, before we do that, before we go into this, I'll give us this assignment. This assignment that I'll give us at the end of the class. You will have an input. You will have a button. So the user will enter a number here, let's say 12. Then you click on this button. Immediately you click on the button, it starts counting down. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When it gets to 0, it will stop. So this will go back to, it will go down to 11, 10, 9, 8 till it gets to 0, then it will stop. That's the assignment. I come again. The user will come here, enter a number, let's say 5. When the user clicks on this button, you start counting down. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. When you get to 0, it will stop. That's the assignment. Now, let's now go to today's class. We're going to look at, which one should we look first? Let's look at setInterval first. setInterval. setInterval is used to run some codes as a particular interval. setInterval. setInterval is used to run some codes as a particular interval. Okay? Now, what you're going to do is that the first thing in your setInterval is a function. So I'm going to create a function here. My func. Then the second value of your setInterval is a number. Let's say 5. So what this is going to do is that when you run this code, every 5 milliseconds, this 5 is in milliseconds. Every 5 milliseconds, it will always console log hello. I come again. Every 5 milliseconds, it will always console log hello. When you get to your console now, you will see that you can see this keeps counting up. Every 5 milliseconds, it will keep consoling hello. Now, but I don't want it to be every 5 milliseconds. I want it to be every 1 second. 1000 milliseconds equals to 1 second. 1000 milliseconds equals to 1 second. So every 1 second is your console log hello. Every second. If I want you to console log hello every 5 seconds, this will be 5000. So every 5 seconds it will console log hello. Every 5 seconds it will log hello to the console. So the way the setInterval works is that it's going to run whatever function, the code inside this function, in this interval. That is, every 5 seconds, run the code inside this function. Any question before we move on? Can we move on? Hello guys. Hello everybody. So, is that? I can't hear you. I'm struggling to. Okay. So you're going to see every 5 seconds you're going to see hello. as long as JavaScript reads this line that contains the set interval, it will keep running these codes. Now let's look at something. Let's assume you have another function. And you have the set interval inside the function. When I get to the browser, I'm not going to see anything. Oops, I refreshed the wrong time. Oh my god. So this is what I was trying to explain. If you run the code now, you're not going to see anything. That's because, remember, the codes inside the function, they are ignored until you call on that function. And because this line, setInterval, is within this function second func, setInterval is within this function second func. So JavaScript is yet to see the line. And until it sees that line, it's not going to run the setInterval codes. So maybe you have a button. Let me put a button here, this button. And click. Second func. Then immediately you click on this now, it's going to run this for me. And when it runs this, it will see this line and it's going to now start counting down every 5,000 milliseconds. That's every 5 seconds. I'll change it to 1 second so that it can be faster. Then I'll click. So every 1 second, you keep seeing hello in the console. Any questions so far? Any question? Okay, so we've seen set interval, but what if I want you to stop counting? You can say it keeps counting up. This is 22, 23, 24. It keeps counting up. I want you to stop. That is where clear interval comes in. Clear interval. You use set interval to set an interval. You use clear interval to clear an interval. Let's see how it works. Let's say I have another button. And this button is, let's say, I call it stop counting. Stop display. So let's get the function called stop display. So when you click on this button, it's going to run this function, stop display. But I want you to note something, that you may have many intervals in your code. You may have more than one interval. You can have many intervals. What I mean is that, imagine this scenario. Remember I said you're going to put a function here, right? So let's say I have a function here, anonymous function. So this we keep running every 1 second. This one we also keep running every 1 second. So maybe I want to stop this one and not this. Or I want to stop this and not this. You may have more than one interval in your code. That's what I'm just trying to point out. So you must be able to, or there must be a way to specifically point to the one you want to stop, whether you want to stop this or you want to stop this interval. So in order to do that, I'll remove this. In order to do that, what you're going to do is that you assign this to a variable. This here, you assign it to a variable. So let's get a variable out here. Let's call it interval. We can now say my interval equals to this. So we are assigning, interval equals to this. So we can now say clear interval. The name of this variable, this is interval. So it's going to clear this one. it will clear this one. Let's assume you have another interval somewhere else. It's not going to clear that one. It will only clear this particular interval. So immediately you click on this stop display. When you click on this stop display, let's call it stop display. When you click on this stop display, it's going to run this code. If you see this line clear interval, and it will destroy that interval immediately. So let's count down. So this keeps displaying hello. When you click on stop display, you see it has stopped. It's no longer running. Set interval will start counting. It will start running the codes at a particular interval. Clear interval will stop it. And how do you do it? If you want to use a clear interval, you first assign your set interval to a variable. Then when you now use the clear interval, you now clear that variable. It's not a must to call it interval. You can call it any name. So whenever you want to clear it, you now clear that particular one, any name. So with that now, it's going to clear it for you. Any questions so far? Hello everyone.
Hi, thank you. I understand it.
Okay. Okay. Is that?
Well understood, sir.
Alright, thank you. So we've looked at set interval and clear interval. There's another one like it. We call it the timeout. So we have the set timeout and the clear timeout. Set timeout and the clear timeout is similar to the set interval and clear interval, but not exactly the same. You know, the set interval, we keep running it every, let's say if it's 1 second, it will keep running it every 1 second, right? But this set timeout is not going to run it every 1 second. What it does is that, let's say this is 3 seconds. When you click on this button, you will agree with me that it will run this line. What the set timeout will do is that it's going to run these codes here in the next 3 seconds, and it will only run it once. I come again. Immediately it sees this line. Once it sees this line, it will run the codes in this function in the next 3 seconds, but it will just be once. After then, it stops. It's not going to do any other thing again. Do we understand? The interval will keep running it every 3 seconds. That is, it will run it in the next 3 seconds, then 3 seconds after, it repeats it. 3 seconds after, it repeats it. It keeps doing that. But the set timeout, you only do it once, and that's all. It stops there. Do we get the difference? Hello? Do we understand the difference between the two?
Yes, I will. Yes, I do.
So let's click. Wait for 3 seconds, and you see hello. Wait for another 3 seconds, and you see nothing. It's not going to display anything. Now, but what if, after I had it to display hello in 3 seconds, I want to stop it. Maybe I'm no longer interested in running the codes in this function. I come again. After I had it to run the codes in the next 3 seconds, I want to stop it. I'm no longer interested again. So you can, instead of clear interval, you can use the clear timeout. So when you click on this button, it will destroy the timeouts. Remember, we've already saved this in a variable, so it will just destroy that. So what I'm going to do now is that I'll click on this. Before 3 seconds, I'll quickly click on this. So you are not going to see anything at the end of the day. I've clicked on this. Before 3 seconds, I clicked on this. So it's not going to display anything. It has destroyed the timeout. It has destroyed the timeout. I'll click on this again. Before 3 seconds, I click on this. It has destroyed the timeout. But look at the situation whereby I clicked on this without clicking on this top one. 3 seconds, you will see hello. You can see it here. Hope you understand the clear interval and the set interval. the clear timeout and the set timeout too. Alright. So with the knowledge of this, you can do my assignment now. Back to the assignment. User will enter a number here. You click on this, it's going to start counting down. When it gets to 0, it will stop counting. That's the assignment. That's the assignment. So, this assignment will be a bit challenging. Let me prepare my mind. It will be a bit challenging, but in fact, I will encourage us to start doing it as early as possible. As early as possible, so that you're able to get it done before the next class. So, thank you so much. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.